Hi, so today, as you can tell, I'm on relaxing at home mode, which explains the hair, the glasses and everything, but we're friends here, so we don't really care, do we? We don't. I'm going to talk about God. People ask me all the time if I'm a Christian. I'm not a Christian, technically because I'm not baptized, first of all. Secondly, because I don't really consider myself a Christian. I do feel very close to this religion and I love it, and I know a lot about it because I've been to Catholic middle and high schools. We had like masses and we had classes about religion and stuff. Even by myself, I've always been really interested in all kinds of religions, but Christianism has always been very interesting for me. I guess just basically because I live in France and it's the main religion here. Also, I've always been very interested in Islam, and that's probably also because of the same reason, because it's stopping the second religion in France. Next to that, I've always been also very interested in things such as Buddhism, Hinduism, Spiritism. Until I was 14, I was really interested in religions, but did not really feel like I could connect to any of them, did not really feel like I could connect to the idea of God, of any God. And when I was 14, I remember clearly, once a year at my school we had a special celebration. During this celebration, I felt something. It will maybe sound crazy for some people, but I felt God, I think, basically kind of revealing himself. Well, I don't like to say himself, but revealing itself to me, or talking to me, whatever you want to call that. The way to describe it the more accurately would be say that I suddenly felt like everything was much more lightful, whiter, kind of softer as well, and I felt a huge wave of warmth coming to me. Like, it's not something that hit me, it was much more something like kind of, I don't know how to explain that. And obviously I was not tired, I was not sick, I didn't take any drug before that or anything. That was purely in my mind, like purely something I felt inside of me, and that changed me forever. Ever since that very moment when I felt this very strange thing, my outlook on things in life have completely changed. I started realizing how important it was to connect with all living beings. That's when I became a vegetarian as well. I realized how meaningful life was and how useful I could be, because I was, a very sad and kind of depressed teenager and child. I realized that maybe it was not bad at all to be that way. Maybe the purpose of my life was not self-centered, and maybe I was not meant to live to like get a beautiful house, get a beautiful family, have lots of material possessions, or succeed career-wise. Maybe I was just here to do something that I was not aware of yet, something that God had in store and planned for me. Maybe it was something that was bigger than myself, than just me as an individual. Maybe I was here to be useful to others. This really I could feel in all aspects of my life, like stopping eating meat, being nice to people, being as kind as possible, being aware of many things. I just started living a life, obviously for myself and obviously as an individual, but I felt like I kind of melted into the world, and the world kind of melted into me as well, and I felt connected to everything and everyone. And I guess that's why I feel this way now. That's why compassion for me is the most important thing. Not to say that I'm better than anyone, that I'm 100% a good person, or that I'm amazing, but compassion is very important for me, and I feel deeply for everyone. And I thought, okay, maybe I should get baptized. Maybe that's Christianism, that's for me. Maybe that's what I should do. But clearly it wasn't for me. I'm not saying it's bad at all, not at all, but the idea of a dogma, the idea of rules, the idea of the Pope, the idea of Mary, many things basically in Christianism did not appeal to me. I felt very strongly about Jesus because he's an example in my opinion, and to me he feels like a friend. I love going to churches, and I go to churches all the time, but that's more because it's a place I love, and it's a place full of spirituality and good vibes and energy. It's not necessarily because I believe into Christianity. When I was about 15, I read books about Spiritism. Spiritism is, I don't want to say it's a religion, but it's something along those lines. It's very close to Christianism. At that time in my life, I was having lots of fears, lots of doubts when it came to death and disease and suicide and basically depression and all the bad stuff that happened in life. And this book really helped me see more clearly through all that. and even now I do believe in the main concepts of spiritism, which are the fact that there are spirits around us, the fact that there are several worlds, the fact that we basically get to reincarnate until we get to a state where our spirit is pure enough to see the light of God. And that goes quite strangely well with Hinduism, and more specifically Jainism. I don't know how you say that in English. In this religion that's very old, they believe in the idea of non-violence. Obviously I agree with 100% as much as possible, so that's why also I'm a vegan. So as you see, everything connects very, very, very well. At the end, the main idea is love for everyone and everything, every living being, believing in God and trusting the process of life, the process of getting better, the process of pain, getting rid of any desire or jealousy or, you know, bad kind of emotion. Also, I want to say that's why I sometimes wear a bindi. That's because I believe into Jainism. So no, I'm not, you know, doing anything that has to do with cultural appropriation or taking something and just putting it on my head just because it's beautiful. I've been through shit in my life, as you know. I've had to deal with lots of familial issues. I've had to deal with mental illness. I've had to deal with academical failures. You know, bad stuff like everyone. But I think what's different about me, and it's probably something that believers share, is just that I trust God. I never feel completely alone because I know God's with me. I know God's helping me. I know God's loving me. I think all of us living beings have a little spark of, you know, divinity inside of us, and I think that's why we're all connected. And that's precious, you know. That's why I'm taking care of myself as well, because I see my life and my body and my mind as a gift from God and as an extension of God. I see God as a beautiful bowl of light and love and warmth. Sometimes life gets hard, sometimes I'm discouraged, sometimes I'm mad, sometimes I'm really pissed off, obviously, like everyone. I'm not perfect, but it's, you know, bad emotions are something I rarely feel. I kind of always can feel compassion and empathy and love for people. I feel this way for everything. Obviously I eat fruits and vegetables and plants, you know, but I feel sad when I see a dead plant, or I feel sad when someone cuts a tree. I feel for animals and insects, even though I hate insects in a way. I'm scared of them, but I would never kill it and think it's nothing. My love for life and living beings and this planet is huge, and I've always been this way even when I was little. I remember when I was very little, I was feeling so sad when I saw homeless people. I remember my grandma, she used to wear a fur coat at some point, and when I realized what I was, I said to her, I'm not gonna go out nor visit you if you keep on wearing that shit. I didn't say shit, but obviously we don't have SeaWorld in France, but we have similar kind of things, you know, and kids would love to go there. And even when I was little and didn't know anything about anything, you know, I was just like, that doesn't feel right. In my heart I knew. I think I've always been very connected to my emotions and to others' emotions, whether they are humans or not. But when I met God, just put things into a different perspective. It just made more sense. It is a beautiful thing to be able to trust, you know. It's amazing. You know, what you think of God, religions, what is your background, anything, you know, you want to share, whether you believe or not, we can all make good things, we can all be amazing people. I'm just trying to share my spirituality so that maybe it's interesting or helpful for you. And guys, I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.